$75,000. Do you think that is enough to buy an apartment in your country? Here in Vietnam, this is where my family lives. This is a normal, affordable apartment building in Ha Long City. It is not in the city center, and we don't have things like a swimming pool or a gym. But life here is quite convenient.
Nó bắt cóc máy tọt á. Mất cực kìa.
And for my family, it is enough.
Kìa 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 kìa. Anh em. Chụp lên. Hello bro. Hello bro. Hello bro.
I like moments like this, children playing downstairs, people coming and going. Nothing special, but this is probably a very normal picture of life in a Vietnamese apartment building. And maybe this is also what I want to share on this channel. Not only the special things about Vietnam, but the normal life that people like me actually live every day. We don't have an underground parking area for cars here. Most of this space is for motorbikes. Motorbikes are still very common in Vietnam. This building is quite simple. Compared with newer apartment buildings in Vietnam, it is definitely not as modern, but the price is also more affordable. My family moved here at the end of 2024, and this is the first house my family owned. Before this, my mother and I lived in rented homes for many years, almost until I was 30. Maybe because I rented for so long, coming home still feels a little different to me. Not because this apartment is beautiful, simply because this is my home. Welcome to my home. When I filmed this video, the apartment was very quiet. My son was at school, my mother was outside doing something, and my wife is working. She is also a freelancer. The apartment is about 94 square meters. We have 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. 4 people live here. My mother, my wife and me, and our 2-year-old son. 3 generations living in one apartment. Is that common in your country? In Vietnam, living with your parents after marriage is still quite normal for many families. For my family, it just feels natural. Right now, this room looks very quiet, but when my son comes home, it becomes completely different. This is basically his area. His toys can appear everywhere. We also have a small place to worship One Yin. Small worship spaces like this are quite common in Vietnamese homes. For my family, it is simply part of our home. This is my mother's room. But if you look carefully, you can see some bags of clothes here. They are leftover stock from my old business. I didn't have enough space in my room, so I had to put some of it in my mother's room. I think anyone who has sold things online may understand this. You start with one small corner, and slowly, your products appear everywhere in the house. My mother is 61 years old. She helps my wife and me a lot around the house, and she is also the main cook in our family. Some people may wonder, is it difficult to live with your parents after marriage? Sometimes, yes. 3 generations means 3 different ways of thinking. Sometimes we don't understand each other. Sometimes things can be stressful. But for me, the good things are still more important. My mother doesn't have to live alone. My wife and I have someone to help us. And my son gets to grow up with his grandmother. So for now, I still like the way my family lives. This is probably the messiest room in my apartment, and there is a reason for that. I used to sell clothes online. I did live streams here, and they also filmed outfit videos in this room. Because I worked in fashion, I have a lot of clothes. I already gave away quite a lot, but my wardrobe is still not big enough. So I had to put another clothing rack outside. That's why this room looks a little messy. You can still see many things from my old business here. Maybe this room keeps more memories from my old work than anywhere else in the apartment. I don't really do that work anymore. And right now, I'm still trying to find a new direction for myself. YouTube is one of the things I'm trying. I don't know how far this channel will go, but maybe one day, when I watch this video again, I will remember this is where I started. This is our bedroom, and for now, our son still sleep with us. My wife also has a small desk here for her work. We both work freelance, so our home is also our workplace. They're not big, but for now, need is enough. I just know need won't be enough forever. My son will grow up. One day, he will need his own room. My wife and I are also thinking about having another child. So maybe one day, we will have to leave this apartment. But not yet. This is one of my favorite places in the apartment. The view is not the ocean, and it is not an amazing city view. It is just the houses across from us. But I like being here. A few plants, some fresh air, and sometimes standing here for a few minutes is enough. And in the afternoon, the apartment starts to feel normal again.
Tặng cho con nha. Trong bố của anh. Kìa. Rồi con biết rồi. Nó rồi.
Thơm mà.
Tambah.
I think an empty house is just a space. When everyone comes home, it really becomes a home. At the beginning of this video, I told you this apartment cost about $75,000. But for me, that is not the most important thing. Before I was 30, I still didn't have a home of my own. Around the time my first son was born, my wife and I finally saved enough money to buy this apartment. We didn't need a bank loan. It is not a luxury home. It is just a normal apartment. But for my family, it was a very big step forward. I still have many things I want to do, and one day, I hope I can have a better home for my family. It doesn't need to be very big, just enough space for everyone, and maybe a small yard where we can relax. But that is for the future. For now, this is my home. Thank you for visiting my home today. I'll see you in the next video.